with absolute power comes absolute corruption. She's just watching some guy who looks very important and believable. He's of the Navajo Nation. He speaks of how in a time there were like 12 phrases that they could use and you could shift the fucking planet. You do whatever the hell you want. And the first of the people, they appreciated and respected the ways of things. But in following generations, they picked at it and tore it apart. And he says they had to take the language from the next generations. And over 3 fucking appeals to the gods allowed one of these people to hold the language because the people promised to just care about the insects and the animals and the trees. And now he says it's falling apart. They're cutting away the pieces of the fucking words. They're taking away the truth underlying what's happening. And it makes me wonder if that's them coming to the Hopi. I don't know. What I do know is that once I woke up at the Continental Divide in the United States of America, I was on top of a fucking mountain. I pulled over to sleep, and when I woke up in the morning, I looked and there was a sign saying, "You are at the Continental Divide." And I turned my car on to drive away, and there was Bob Seger saying something about, being at the Continental Divide, looking back and looking forward, which way is he gonna go? And I'm like, well, I just woke up there. I don't have time to think about this shit. It's time to move forward. And I took off from there, and I hit Route 666, which I think they've changed the name of since then. But it was Route 66, and I was throwing beer bottles out the fucking window and driving down through this desert of height. I just wanted to stop at a fucking a tavern on the way there in the morning, and there isn't one. And the one building I did see, I said, I'm not going in there. And I just kept driving. And I was on 666, getting ready to turn left onto some other highway to go to the Four Corners. And there was this man, he must have been 6'4". He was standing there on the side of the road with his thumb out as I drove by him, getting ready to go that way. And I went, everybody knows. Sometimes you see a guy on the side of the road hitchhiking, you go, I'm gonna pick this guy up or not. And the truth is, all you've got is good things in your future if you help somebody that needs help. The problem is sometimes people don't need help and they just want to hurt you. But I hit the brakes and I backed up, and this 6'4" man got in the seat next to me, and we didn't talk at all, really. Outside of right in the beginning, he said, "Yep, just got out of prison." drug charges. All right. His name was Juby. He told me his name was Juby. And he was just a guy that I took into Arizona and dropped in the middle of the desert, turned around, and he was gone. How do you disappear in the desert when you're going to your brother's and you say, right here's fine? Look around, there's nothing around here. So you let him out and you turn around. And he's fucking gone. You just spent like 8 hours in the car with him, probably. And he tells you, in the midst of everything you're doing, he's a Navajo. He's a Navajo. And he says, Teec nos pas, as you come up on Teec nos pas. And I said, Teec nos pas? And he says, trees go round. So that's all the Navajo I know. Teec nos pas. Trees go round. It was the name of a fucking city there. We drove beyond it, down the freeway, down the highway, dropped them off in the middle of the desert, turned around, Teec nos pas, trees go around. The Navajo. They're always gonna be okay. That guy, he talks about the kids lost their language and just supports what I say. With absolute power comes absolute corruption. That's not my word. I agree with it. This guy, he's getting back out in the world. I stopped at Four Corners and drank a beer on the damn little seal and threw it in the thing, and it was almost like when I was a kid and seeing the commercials where the Indian cries. He just was sitting in the car looking at me. I said, there's nothing I can do about this. I am me, the same as you are.